All right, the title of your notes will be Section 1.2 Equivalent Ratios. Equivalent ratios. All right, go ahead and underline that title. All right, so the title of your notes, Section 1.2 Equivalent Ratios. So first off, what's an equivalent ratio? Well, an equivalent ratio is two or more ratios that express the same value. The same value. So it's two or more ratios that express the same value. So what are a couple examples? Well, just go and write EX right here. And right next to your EX, go and write the ratio 1 to 2. Well, 1 to 2 is equal to ratio 2 to 4. And ratio 3 to 4 is equal to ratio 6 to 8. So these two ratios, 1 to 2, is equal to 2 to 4. 3 to 4 is equal to 6 to 8. And then you also have the ratio 2 to 5, and that is equal to 4 to 10. And the ratio 2 to 3 is equal to 4 to 6. So you can probably already see the trends that are taking place right here. Okay, so here is a trend. You will multiply or divide both ratios by the same number. So you will multiply or divide both numbers in the ratio by the same number. Okay? So here are the steps. Here are the steps to find equivalent ratios. Steps to find. And you can just write E period R period. Equivalent ratios. Steps to find ERs. So the first step is create your table. Create ratio table. Just create a table. Your next step, step 2, is multiply or divide ratio by same number. And you can just write the number sign. Okay? Multiply or divide ratio by same number. And your last step is step 3. Step 3 is write equivalent ratio. That's it. Those are your 3 steps. Step 1, create your ratio table. Looks like a tic-tac-toe board. 2, multiply, divide by the same number. And 3, write equivalent ratio. So let's take a look at an example. So just underneath your steps, go and write EX1. Okay? EX1. EX1, example 1, says hearts to circles is 1 to 2. Double ratio. Okay, double ratio. So step 1 says create ratio table. So we'll create the ratio table. So hearts, H, C, circles, T, total. All right, so how many hearts do we have? Well, we have 1. How many circles do we have? Well, we have 2 circles, so go ahead and put 2. And T for total items is 3. 1 plus 2 gives you 3. Okay? So just go and draw another line and add to your table. Now it looks like a tic-tac-toe board. Okay? Now it says to double ratio. Well, to double ratio, all we have to do is multiply by 2. So 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. And 3 times 2 is 6. So you have your ratio. Your initial ratio is 1 to 2. And then we doubled, and once we double, we now have 2 to 4. So your ratio 1 to 2 is equal to 2 to 4. And 2 to 4 is your answer. So let's go and try another one. Go ahead and write example 2, EX2, example 2. Let's try another one. So go ahead and write black pens to gray pens is 4 to 2. And it's asking us to double ratio. Okay? Double ratio. Black pens to gray pens is 4 to 2. Double ratio. Okay? So we start by making our table. So black pens, we'll just say it's B. Okay? Gray, G, and T total. All right, so fill in your box, fill in your table. We know we have 4 black pens, so we're going to put 4 there. We have 2 gray pens, so put a 2 on the G. And total items, we have 4 plus 2. That gives you 6. So just go ahead and extend your table just a little bit further. One more line. And make your tic-tac-toe board. Looks like a tic-tac-toe board on there. But you still have these last 3 sections. Well, the example says to double the ratio. So if you double the ratio, you multiply by 2. 4 times 2, and that is 8. 2 times 2, and that is 4. And 6 times 2, and that gives you 12. So take a look. Your initial ratio is 4 to 2. And our equivalent ratio, once we doubled, is 8 to 4. So 4 to 2 equals 8 to 4. And 8 to 4 is your equivalent ratio. So you see the trend as you continue. Let's try another one. Let's try EX3. Let's try another one together. So this one says doors to windows. Doors to windows is 8 to 4. 8 to 4. And then it tells us to reduce in half. Reduce in half. Okay? So start by creating your ratio table. So we'll say D for doors, W for windows, and T for total. So doors, how many doors do we have? Well, we have 8. Doors comes first, 8 comes first. Order matters. Remember, your order matters. All right, and then windows. Windows comes second. Well, our second number is 4, so we have 4 windows. So altogether, the total amount of items of doors and windows, 8 plus 4 is 12. So go ahead and write 12 in your total, and just go ahead and extend that table. Now, it says to reduce in half, so anytime you see reduce, you divide. Reduce in half, so we'll divide by 2. So, divide your numbers by 2. Ratio by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And 12 divided by 2 is 6. So, our initial ratio is 8 to 4. And our new reduced equivalent ratio is 4:2. So 8:4 is equal to 4:2. And that's your answer. So on the back side, or just below, wherever you have room on your paper, go ahead and try these on your own. Go ahead and try these on your own. Okay, so example 4, EX4, says Skittles to M&M's is 8:10, and it says triple ratio. Example 5 is erasers to scissors is 15:10. 15:10. And this says divide by 5. Divide by 5. And our last example, example 6, says quarters to dimes. Quarters to dimes is 12:16. Double ratio. Okay? And then go ahead and try these on your own. 7. Here is one more. Create. This is a create your own equivalent ratio. ER. Create your own. So create your own. 3/6. And you can create any one you like. Equals blank. B is blank equals 26/30. And C is 6/10 equals blank. Okay? So create your own. Go ahead and try those on your own.